I thought I'd do a little video covering why the UK's airsoft laws regarding the two-tone guns is quite stupid. And I can understand why it was introduced, because if you're going to have a knee-jerk law, it's better to restrict something than outright ban it, so that's what they did. So luckily airsoft guns aren't banned in this country, it's just you have to jump through a couple of hoops to get the actual realistic ones, realistic imitation firearms as they call them. So these are the two proper airsoft guns I have. Well, when I say proper, they're not proper, the shotgun is, but... So that's just a low-powered electric gun at the top. Like the automatic electric gun's just not very good. It's a cheapo one that I got, cheap, just for a bit of fun in the garden. And the bottom one is a proper pump-action shotgun, similar mechanics to an air rifle, just shoots out a couple of BBs at a time. That's metal and polymer construction, the bottom one, so that's pretty well made. But anyway, the law is, in the UK, if you don't have a UK ARA licence, you have to get the airsoft guns in the bright colours. And I don't think it matters the colours, they can be green or blue, or like all these are orange. I think you can get pink ones as well, but basically they have to be not look like a real gun. And to get the licence you have to go to the same airsoft site, as far as I'm aware, 3 times within a certain time period, and then they stamp you off, they sign you onto a register, and then an airsoft retailer can sell you the realistic imitation firearm versions, which are the full, black ones or whatever. So, in theory that sounds great, because, it's keeping people away from the realistic looking airsoft guns, not causing trouble with them, unless they actually play it as a legitimate sport, and hopefully by that point they'd not be stupid enough to abuse the rules, and get stuff banned further. As I said, it sounds good in practice. In theory it's a bit of a fallacy. Or sounds great in theory, sorry, but in practice it's a bit of a fallacy, and I'll explain why. So, I'll just move this shotgun to the side for a moment. So as you see, this is an airsoft AK at the top. That has to be bright colours because I don't have a licence. But what can I actually also own without a licence? This. It's easier to get this than it is a RAF version of an airsoft firearm. That's a deactivated Kalashnikov, so it can't shoot. But, if I was to take that out in the street, people would call the armed police and I could be shot. And with good reason, you shouldn't go waving one of those around. However, a deactivated real gun requires no sort of licensing. You just have to buy it from somewhere that sells deactivated gun, and they give you a proof of deactivation certificate. So that sort of defeated the point of having a non-orange, airsoft gun, because I could just as easily get one of those as one of those. The same laws apply. You're meant to be 18 to buy either of them, except for one is a real firearm that just can't shoot, and the other is a firearm that's essentially a sports gun or a toy that also can't shoot. So without any sort of licensing, I can get one of these. If I wanted to play airsoft, I'd have to either get an orange one and then, another bright colour, play with that for a bit before I could get my real one, which puts me at disadvantage if I have a bright colour gun, because people can spot you more easily. Or I can pay lots of money and rent them from the sites enough times till I can buy my own. So that's a bit annoying, isn't it? But it gets better, because, or worse, I can also own I think it's 1870 replica guns you can get without a licence. If they're further forwards than that, they're covered on the UK ARA, same as that. But if you were to point this at somebody in the street, I doubt your average person would go, oh, that's a pre-1870 gun and then likely a replica, but that isn't. No, they'd think you're just going to kill them the same as. So that's another stupid thing of the law. But again, you can, as long as you're 18, you can get one of these, but not an actual airsoft gun. And also, that would apply to my crossbows. Now, hopefully you can see there 2 of my crossbows. And again, crossbows, you only have to be 18 to buy them, and they are actually lethal. You could kill somebody with one quite easily. And thankfully not enough people have been misusing them to get the laws on them tightened. But again, it's easier to get a crossbow than it is to get a solid black airsoft gun. Even though that is clearly more dangerous than one of those. And another thing, I won't bother getting out to show you, but it's air rifles. It's easier to get an air rifle than a realistic imitation firearm airsoft gun, despite the fact that air rifles can be made to look like real rifles, no law against that, or that they can just look like, wooden hunting rifles, regardless. And again, an air rifle can kill if misused, whereas you'd really struggle with an airsoft gun other than scaring people thinking it's a real gun. So what's the point I'm getting at? The point I'm getting at simply is that while it's better than outright banning airsoft guns, what they've done is sort of put people off the hobby, because it means you have to spend more in the long run to end up getting an airsoft gun to play skirmishing with. And I am going to get into skirmishing, as I've said. It's just, I think I'd like to point this out, that, you know, I can get a real deactivated gun, an air rifle that looks like a real gun, replicas before a certain date that look like real guns, crossbows that could be lethal, but all those very easily. But an actual airsoft gun to play airsofting with that's all black requires me to, you know, either rent one more expensively or buy a coloured one and then switch to a normal one afterwards, after a certain amount of skirmishing. So, a bit of inconsistency in the law there, isn't there? Anyway, thanks for watching.